Okay, so we are live. Let me just check if everything is working fine. I'm so sorry. Okay, everything is sorted. So, welcome to the stream, guys. I'm Kabir Singh, and I'll be the host for your webinar today. And before we start, I would just give a moment to everybody for joining inside the stream. And you can again forward this link to your friends and you can ask them to join in as well. So we're gonna wait for like 2 minutes for everybody to join in, and then we'll be starting our stream. It's gonna be a really nice session for you guys, and it's a really informative one. So do consider calling your friends up as well. Okay. So before we get into the stream, I'll just tell you guys about myself first. So I'm a data analyst at EY. I'm an intern over there, and I'm an in-house mentor at Geeks for Geeks as well. So I've been streaming on this channel and in this company for a while now. It's almost going to be 2 months, and yeah. So this is all about me. And what do we have for you guys today? So today we have a really nice session on why does a resume get selected in a company like Microsoft. So everybody has um, an aim of getting into any good company, may it be a FANG company, Microsoft, or etc. etc. If you're going for analysis, it can be all the audit firms. You can go for Deloitte, KPMG, EY. So, what agenda actually is considered while you are sitting for interviews in this company, in these kind of companies? So that's what we are going to get an insights of today. So I would like to welcome Pravash. He is a Microsoft SDE right now. So welcome, sir. How are you?
Hey, hi Kabir, hi everyone. Whoever is watching, good evening everyone. Yeah, I'm all good. Hope everyone is
Okay.
doing well.
Perfectly fine. Guys, I would like everybody to write a hi in the chat and hit the like button before we start the stream. Come on. Just write a hi in the chat and let's get into it. Come on. I want to see how many people are watching us live right now and I want to see who all are there. So let's just write a hi in the chat and hit the like button. Okay, so sir, before we get into the main agenda of today, before we get into the main talk for the day, I want you to tell me something about yourself. Like maybe you can just answer the way you answered in your interview, because I guess that's the first question everybody asks,
Sure, sure,
right? So on
sure.
something like, tell us something about yourself. I guess that's the first ever thing asked in every interview. So can you just
Sure, sure,
tell us something about yourself?
sure. I would love if we just keep it informal and not address me as sir, so
Yeah,
that would be
yeah, for
kind
sure,
of
for
an
sure,
awkward. Yeah, you can
for sure,
address
for
me
sure,
with by Pravash as well. So yeah. So
for sure.
hi, the entire Geeks for Geeks family. Hi, Kabir. This is Pravash Ranjan. Uh, I I've graduated as a computer science engineering from computer science engineering from Kalyani
Okay,
Government Engineering College in the year of 2020. Uh, while I was at college, I had interned with Microsoft under the Bing team, where I had worked on some couple of data science projects. Post that, I got a full-time offer from Microsoft, and since then, from August 2020, I have been employed at Microsoft as a software engineer. So that is my current profile and what I'm doing. So my current interests are, if you look at, I love programming. I love data success algorithms. Currently, if you look at my profile, it's more of data engineering. So day to day, we perform a lot of ETL tasks. So for those who might not understand what ETL is, it's basically a sort of data warehousing technology wherein we deal with lot huge volumes of data,
okay,
like every day. Let's, for example, Facebook generates a huge amount of data, so that kind of volume of data we handle each and every day. We apply some data cleaning and all, we apply some transformation, and we provide insights from those data. So that forms a day-to-day job. Apart from that, I'm also interested in machine learning algorithms, applying those concepts to real-world solutions, uh,
okay,
then building different frameworks, leveraging latest technologies, and building
Okay.
an end-to-end application that caters to everyone. So that, in a nutshell, defines what are my interests. Apart from
Okay.
the technical side, if I go into hobbies, I like playing chess, table tennis, and
Nice.
I'm a great Counter Strike fanatic. I can say that for sure. I think a lot of my
The PC
time,
Counter Strike.
yeah, the yeah, you can see at like 1.6 as well, like global offensive as well. I'm a huge
Okay.
fan. I almost literally, you can say, spend around 1 hour or two into Counter
Okay.
Strike. You can say like, like that's a must
Okay.
for
So,
me.
have you ever tried Valorant, or you've stuck
Uh
on?
I'm sorry, I'm a hardcore CS fanboy. I have never
Nice,
tried
nice.
Valorant. Yeah,
Okay, so sir, coming to all that you told just now, I would like to ask you that the way your stack is, the way your profile is, it's vast, because
yeah, true,
I am myself working at a lot of things right now, so I can realize कि ठीक है भाई, machine learning is totally different. It comes into the Python kind of a scenario. Then data structures algorithms is totally on the other side, and then data engineering again is on the third path.
true,
So
true, true.
how did you kind of manage getting into all these things, and would you kind of um, call yourself the master of all these fields, or would you say that no, only one of these is my mastered things, and other I'm the jack of all
I
the
mean,
rest?
it again depends, how would you define the term master? Like, it differs from
Okay.
person to person, right? So
Okay.
I would not say, I am a master, or I can be a master at all those different aspects, because for me,
Hmm.
I feel, each and every day, each and every task you do, there is some amount of learning that you can definitely take. So I would not
Correct.
say, I have become master in all of this, but I can definitely say I'm comfortable in all of those three
Correct.
areas.
Correct.
Yeah. So if you
Okay.
give me a scenario, and if you ask me to translate a problem into one of these scenarios, I'll be able to translate into a basic real world problem and then formulate a solution using all those three technologies like data structures, algorithm, machine
Right.
learning, or be it data engineering. Yeah.
Okay. So again, right now it's pretty nostalgic to sit over here and interview somebody, because the people who are there in the chat, I was like 2 years back, I was the one who used to sit into live streams and see the people getting interviewed, and interns at good companies interviewing SDs at good companies, something like that. So every time I had this question, and I feel every person in the live chat has this question. These people are pretty much into their fields. Okay, they've got placements, they've got internships, and every person has the same doubt that how did they start? Did they have it coming from their school studies, or did they just get into it in the college times में किया तो किस year में किया, and then which year did they start from, and then how much did they study? So which was your segment of starting programming languages? When did you get the
Cool, cool.
kick of that?
Cool, cool. I think whoever you interview, like someone who has gotten into some crazy companies, or like is doing really well. One
Uh,
thing you would notice among each and every individual is that they are confident in what they do. So first of
Correct.
all is that you should be confident in what you're doing. You should have faith, or let's say whatever you're pursuing, you should have faith in that. Let's say
Right.
if initially, like let's roll back to the years when I was in college. So
Mm,
initially my first approach was to understand programming, any type
mm,
of, at any language, be it Java, Python, C++. So first
correct.
step was to understand programming and how problem solving works in real life. And some
Right.
amount of inspiration from college seniors and college environment also inspires you to take up problem solving in your initial years. So
Mm,
what that helps you is to build some sort of logical problem solving capabilities, which will help you in every aspect of your life, be it real life scenarios, be it in a current job. Even
mm,
if you do from machine learning to, let's say, you're a blockchain developer, if you're a full stack developer, any role, pick up any role. Basic fundamental thing is that they do problem solving at some point of time. They try
right.
to solve a real world problem, and that,
Right.
if you have knowledge about programming, if you have knowledge about problem solving or data success algorithms, it will be
Uh-huh.
easier for you to picture that scenario and translate it into a simpler problem and then work on a solution. So I would
Right.
say, yeah. So initially I started off with problem solving, that is data structures, algorithms. Then I picked up
Mhm.
my niche, after having come to a point where I knew I was comfortable with that. I would not say I had mastered that. I would say at a point
Okay.
where I felt I was comfortable with data structures, algorithms, and programming, I moved to a niche called machine learning, where I felt, that had most of my interests aligned, and I felt that
Mhm.
was an area which I wanted to explore. So I pursued that. I tried to look up articles. I tried to read up
Mhm.
some blogs. I tried to look up YouTube videos. There are plenty lot informative resources now in YouTube and other
Mhm.
platforms as well. So with that, I kind of gained knowledge, and that helped me land an internship altogether at Microsoft. And eventually, as things progressed, ultimately I landed an offer at Microsoft.
So I guess the confidence plus the company in which we are, the surroundings matter a lot, because I guess if we have people who provoke us to start coding, start problem solving, that also plays a really nice key. Because I guess for me that was also a really important aspect as well. So we can sum up to having good confidence, good people around who can provoke us for coding, promote,
True,
push
true.
us to
And
that.
above all, you should have faith in yourself also. Like, let's say,
Correct.
let's say, let's say, if you're in a college and where, let's say, everyone is pursuing, let's say, machine learning, you should
Hmm.
not say that, okay, even I should pursue machine learning, even though you're interested into, let's say, something like blockchain. So you should
Okay.
have that faith in yourself, whatever you believe. If you want to learn something, if you're, inherently inclined towards something like I was to machine learning, you
Mm-hmm.
might be to something else, maybe, some UI UX development, maybe full stack development. So follow that.
Uh-huh.
If your passion is to become a full stack engineer, follow that. Don't go after what the herd mentality is going towards, I would
Correct,
suggest.
correct, correct. So it's like, we need to focus, we need to have faith, confidence, and a good surrounding of people.
Correct, correct.
I guess that sums up to the kick and the push that we need. If you don't mind, is it possible for you to rotate your phone to the uh,
Landscape
slant
mode.
kind of,
Okay.
yeah, landscape mode, so that I guess we can, yeah, yeah, perfect. I guess this
Okay.
this is really nice. Okay,
Cool.
perfect. So now let's get into what we are here for. And the first question that I have for you, and I want to shoot it up right now, is that
Mhm.
you got an internship in Microsoft, and I know how hard it is to get internships in college times. So, how many places were you rejected from, and how did you deal with those rejections? Or coming to, let's talk about the rejections first. What type of resumes, what type of a resume you had which got rejected, and then what did you do to get that internship well?
Well, to be speaking frankly, like, I think Microsoft was the first company that I applied for as an internship, and I
Okay.
got through, and I did
Uh,
not have to apply for any other companies. But yeah, I've had many friends. I've seen a lot of resumes where I saw, a few of my friends got rejected, and since I've been working at Microsoft, I get a lot of resumes from candidates itself who ask for referrals and all. So I see a lot of pattern. If you want, I can talk on those areas, which let's say are not the right way to present your resumes. If you want, I can talk about that.
okay.
From
Yeah, sure.
personal
We
experience,
love it.
yeah, yeah, from personal experience, I don't have anything, since to be frank enough, I did not have any such experience. So yeah,
Okay.
so in order to just summarize of what I have not experienced personally, but what I have
Hmm.
seen through the experiences of others, is that a lot of time what happens is that, let's say, there is an opening for, let's say, some full stack developer, and a lot of people try to build their resumes in kind of, let's say, machine learning domain, or let's say some other domain.
Right.
So what I'm trying to emphasize, like, so at times people apply for wrong job descriptions. Their resume
Correct.
might be talking some different story, and they might be applying for a different job.
Completely
So
different
that
scenario,
is,
right?
yeah, that is one of the scenarios. Second is, I think that I've seen a lot of scenarios where the project work, or let's say the work experience which people mention in the resume, is uh, not highlighted properly. Like, let's say, if
Right.
you're saying, if you have built a recommender system, you just can't write
Uh-huh.
I built a recommender system. You have to mention what you did, how you did, what was the impact. You
Right.
have to mention something. It cannot be just too vague type of thing that you write. So,
Mm-hmm.
third thing that I've seen, again, the work experience can be a factor. Let's say if you're applying for a job role, which says strictly 5+ years of experience, but let's say you're just recent college graduate, so that will automatically get rejected, no matter how
Right.
much bright of a resume you might have, that because that is not one of the requirements. Another thing which I've seen, there are a lot of elaborations at times. Let's say for a simple
Okay.
thing, you've elaborated it too long, so that
Uh-huh.
can act as a detriment for some HR reviewing your resume. That can act as a detriment. So you should try to avoid that.
Make it
Another thing
crisp.
that I've correct, exactly. So it should be crisp and short, not too much of elaboration. Lastly, what I've seen is like it should be pleasing to the eye. Like what I mean here is that you should not do not use too much of bold colors, or don't make it sort of fancy, like too much of
Right.
throw too much of
Make
color
it
here and there.
professional.
Like, yeah, so that it does not pop out in the eye like some red, blue, yellow. It's
Right.
not
Right.
required at all. You can just
Uh-huh.
keep it monochrome, or even if you like colors, like just for the sake of it, just keep one. Let's say either you're keeping blue or something that is pleasant, or it's quite mild to the eyes, I would say. Don't just throw in too much of colors, because that would instantly put off anyone who's looking at the resume. So
Yeah.
based on my
Nice.
experience, I've observed these are which
Okay.
generally tend to be get rejected.
Okay. So, like, what we can conclude with this point is that we need to kind of make a professional, short, crisp resume. And
True.
I've heard from a lot of people saying that your resume should be of only one page and all that. Is that true?
Mhm. So again, it depends. So I'll tell you. So let's say you're a recent college graduate, and let's say, or you are in your final year and you're trying to apply for an internship. So again, so if you're that kind of candidate and you're trying to apply for general software engineering roles, so and you're sending your resumes to HR, who are skipping through thousands of resumes each day. So there, I would say, try to keep your resume crisp and concise. Just limit it to one page, not more than that, not required. But let's say if
Okay.
you're an experienced professional, and let's say your friend works in some company, and that team is hiring, let's say, and you're sending your resume directly to your friend's manager. That means you're directly to
Okay.
the team's manager. So in those kind of scenarios, that manager might be reviewing just, let's say, 5 or 10 resumes. So there you can afford to have a detailed or elaborate kind of resume, wherein you
Okay.
you can exaggerate few points, like mentioning what are the extra skills that you have put in, what is the extra efforts that you have put in, what is the impact that you have brought out. You can elaborate that a bit, so that that manager gets an idea, okay, what all, because he is interested in in hiring in you. That is why they
Correct.
might some extra time in reviewing your resume. But if you're applying
Okay.
for, if you're just a college grad, and if you're just trying for any intern positions, and you're applying for general software engineering roles, I would suggest just limit it to one page, because people
Okay.
generally won't have that much of time to look into your resume.
So when
So
when you sent your resume to Microsoft for the first time for the internship, had you added any experience for any small startups or anything like that, or is the experience column was extremely blank?
experience column was extremely blank. What I put in is personal projects. Instead of writing work
Okay.
experience, I had put in personal projects. So there was one, I think, JavaScript project that I had done. Like I had built some chess project sort of thing. So I had put up that, and I had put up one. So while working in the college, so we had worked at hostel website. So I had put that, whatever that I have worked on. I had put it in a GitHub repo, and I had attached a link for that. Along with that, I
Hmm.
had also kept a machine learning project, which at that time I was following passionately. So I had built a project around machine learning. So that was quite a good one. So I had put that on top, and the other chess game project one on the second one. So I had put these two projects while applying for Microsoft.
Okay, so if I would ask you that what should be the level of projects, should they be advanced, intermediate, or beginner, and how many should be there in my resume? like if because I have friends who have zero experience right now and they're applying for internships. So before I had applied in my company, I had experience in different brands, but my friends don't have that. So if they want to apply and they have to add in projects, how many projects do you think they should have, and what should be the level of the development skills required in that used in that project?
True, true. I mean, I would say even if you don't have any kind of work experience, it's not a must. What I would suggest is that if you are particularly skilled on a particular technology, try to put in your personal projects. Now, coming to your first question, like what should be the ideal sweet spot or what should be the number? So I would say number is not a measure here. I would say the quality is important. So let's say
Right.
even if you put one or two projects, that should be completely enough. You should not put more than two. It should not put your best two projects, but it should have that kind of quality. It should have some kind of some level of complexity to it, what you're dealing, and it
Hmm.
should have some degree of freshness to it. For example, if I
Okay.
say in terms of if you're trying to build a let's say movie recommender system, so there are plenty
Okay.
of projects out there over the internet, and people can easily just mimic that or replicate that and say that okay, I have built this project. But again, you can pick up a pre-existing project or on, but you have to add some extra bit of variety or extra bit of freshness, or let's say your personal touch to it. So you can say
Yeah.
that okay, I have even if the
It should
problem is
have
a
a sense
simpler
of
one.
our development skills,
Correct,
I
correct,
guess.
correct, correct. If you're choosing a real world or a unique problem, then that's a different ball game altogether. But let's say even if
Okay.
you're choosing a simpler project, you can put it there, but it should have a touch of something different. It should not be
Correct.
something which is easily available
Copy.
over online.
Okay.
Correct, correct.
Like. Okay, so before I go to my next question, I would like to give a chance to the people in the chat to ask questions now. So, guys, you can shoot up your
Sure, sure.
questions, hit the like button. Okay, we can easily hit 100 likes on the stream. So, hit the like button and let's come to this thing. Okay, Dibajyoti Mandal, yeah, Overleaf is the best place to do that. I guess Pravash might agree. Have you visited overleaf.com for resume building?
Personally, I've heard many people talk about it, but
Uh
personally,
huh.
I haven't used any online websites to build my resume. If you
Okay.
just go to Microsoft Word, it already gives you list of templates. How you want to structure your resume. So I've always kept it one page resume. But now currently, since if I look to apply for some different roles, I might think of extending it to two-page resume. And I've always
Okay.
followed two column format. One short like three-fourth of the column should be applied for your main projects and experience, and one-fourth part should highlight your education or let's say technical skills or hobbies, that kind of thing. So I've
Oh.
always used Microsoft Word. I've never gone to any external websites. But yeah, if that gets your job done, I mean, at the end of the day, it all depends how your resume looks,
On
not from
yeah,
where you're
right,
built.
right.
Yeah.
Correct, correct, correct. Okay, can you please share your resume as an example? We'll try doing that. We'll try doing that. Sir, your GitHub link. Can you tell your GitHub username?
I think it's HSAVARP.
Okay,
Yeah,
I guess you
it's
guys
just
heard it.
reversed. Yeah.
So next is, sir, what are the ML frameworks you used for that project?
Okay. So I've built like a lot of projects from my college. So let's say let me take an example for the one which I'd put in which I'd put in while applying for Microsoft. So that was
Uh-huh.
kind of an interview prediction project. So let's say given certain parameters, you have to predict whether that candidate will turn up for the interview or not. So for that, I had used basic Python, NumPy, sklearn packages only. And
Mm-hmm.
let's say, so what that was revolving around was that you just have to build a model itself, which would take in some list of parameters, and based on that, you can spit out the information, okay, whether the candidate will turn up or not. So in terms of frameworks, if you say nothing much fancy, I was that time I think in my third year, so I hadn't used some, extra, like if you're looking for any deep learning frameworks and all. No, I had not
Mm-hmm.
used that. Simple machine learning packages by sklearn and all. But yeah, your approach should be different. Even if you're using simpler language or simpler problems, your approach should be different. And
Correct, correct.
again, it depends on how you approach the problem. But yeah, if you look at the projects that I'm dealing now, so now I'm putting in, I can talk about, one of the projects that I'm currently working in our company. So there, what we try to do, we try to build a system where we can segregate, text into different themes. So there, we are using some deep learning techniques. We're using PyTorch. We're using TensorFlow. So yeah, whatever, it depends from problem to problem. If your problem is a simple one, you can do it with, simple Python sklearn packages. If your problem demands, certain level of complexity, you can throw in some, extra level of packages or frameworks like PyTorch, TensorFlow, Keras. It's up to the problem.
Right, right, right. Okay, so one more thing, guys. There's a link in this chat box. It's pinned up that you can build your resume with that. So if you guys feel like building a good resume, you have all the professional templates, and you can click on that link and you can build your resume after the stream. So make sure you check that page out as well. Okay, so two questions which I extremely missed, which are actually very important. The first one, which tier college are you from?
So I think it's tier three, my college, because I think
Okay,
tier one is only for IITs and
IITs
top-notch
and
colleges,
IITs.
and
Yeah.
tier two I think is mainly occupied by NITs. So I think I'm from tier three. Yeah.
Okay. And second question, how much time do you think from the first day you started programming you took to learn and master DSL?
Again, I would say I would never say I have mastered DSA, but yeah, if you
Okay.
talk about
Yeah, because
how much,
DSA
yeah,
altogether is something that never ends.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you talk about how much time did it take for me to get comfortable with that subject, I would say 1 to 1.5 year. But again, it was not like that every day I was doing DSA. So there
Uh-huh.
were times, few weeks I was completely doing DSA heavy, and there were few times, I was invested in something else. So I did a lot of exploration in my college days. Like I tried doing full stack, I tried doing web development, I tried doing machine learning, I tried doing DSA, and finally I landed on, after doing DSA, and then I landed on, okay, machine learning is the thing that I need to do. So yeah, it took me around 1.5 years to feel like I'm comfortable in this topic. But I would say if you just practice that regularly, I think it should
Hmm.
not take more than 3 to 4 months. I think that's a good time frame, to master, or let's say get comfortable with DSA.
Okay. So
I would
right
I
now
would say
you're an
that.
ST at Microsoft, right? And
Mhm.
you said you loved ML.
Correct,
So
correct.
is that learning helping you in your company?
Definitely. So what happens is that so I work for a team called Professional Services Data and Insights. So what happens is that as part of our current portfolio, we used to deliver insights from the data that we had. So that was kind of descriptive insights. So let's say if you
Okay.
have a sales data, and the business wants, hey, can you tell me what was the number of sales in this region? So you do normal, SQL commands, or let's say data frame commands on top of that, and you give me that number. That is descriptive. You just gave me what the data was saying. What is
Okay.
but so once I saw what is there in our in our arsenal, I thought, why can't we, since we are holding a lot of data, why can't we apply some machine learning to give some predictive insights? So instead of
Uh-huh.
having the business to come to us to ask questions, hey, tell me what is this metric, tell me what is that metric, why can't we provide some let's say uh, inherent insights from the data itself, like which is not a requirement from the business. For example,
Okay.
you might want to know, if the sale of one product goes up, what is the other product that is likely to go up? So that is
Okay.
one kind of insight which the business might not be aware of, but you are giving. It's kind of predictive insights. Or you might want to say, okay, this product, if you pair this product with these kind of parameters, this product is not going to sell. So that
Okay.
kind
And
of
since
predictive insights you can give. Yeah.
okay, and since you've told that you are you work with data, have you ever worked with Alteryx, the software?
Qualtrics, I've heard that is used. Is
Okay.
that the I guess software to use or send out feedbacks and all?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. True. So
It's
I
it's
Yeah, so I'm not sure, how did that come up to you, but definitely I worked in a project where
No,
I
no.
was working on some feedback systems.
I at EY am a data analyst, so that's what we do.
Hmm.
So the sales part which you told is our job right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So we
Okay,
get the
okay,
sales
okay,
of clients from all over the world, say Netherlands,
okay,
Indonesia, Dubai, India, then Philippines, all these countries, and we use Alteryx to give feedbacks of their sales of the entire
okay.
financial
That's quite a coincidence. I because
cycle.
recently the
Yeah,
project that I worked on that involved Qualtrics sending out the feedback, and when we receive feedback, we do some machine learning
correct.
tasks on those. So quite an interesting
So
piece there.
how do you deal with the workflows on Alteryx?
Yeah,
Have
so
you?
I haven't worked, the how that works. So what we are generally interested in was that so Qualtrics sends the feedback. We are mainly concerned when we get the feedback. So there
Correct.
is a database or server where the feedback gets stored. We are concerned, what that contains, and do some analysis
Okay.
on that data.
So you are like the audit team we have. So we make the feedbacks and we send it to them, making good workflows, and they work on that data that we send. Nice. So
Correct,
I
correct. We
can
just
relate.
work on the data. Yeah, we just work
Yeah.
on what is the data output or the feedback that we get. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Next question, which I have for you, is that is it extremely necessary to attach cover letters along with our resume?
I mean, I've not seen many do that. I mean, if you just have a short section in your resume where you just give a brief introduction about yourself in, let's say, uh, not more than 3 to 4 lines, where you highlight, your strength areas and your passion and what you want to do, I think that should be enough. I don't feel like, cover letters are mandatory, or I haven't seen people widely using that.
Okay. So can I assume that you actually love programming?
Yeah, definitely you can assume.
You love programming, right? But then
Yeah,
again,
yeah,
uh, when was the first time you fell in love with programming? Was it from school time or was it from college? Or did you even think of becoming a software developer in your school times?
So I think my interest started way back in I guess class 8. That is where, so I
That's
was
early.
from ICSE board. So we
Okay.
had from class 8, we had a subject called Java,
Right,
and
right.
and we used to go to a coaching class where there was a particular quite popular teacher like Azam sir, and he used to teach Java. So the way he used to teach us, I fell in love with programming at that instant only. Hey, this is
Okay.
so whatever other subjects were there apart from maths, be it apart from maths and science out there, be it geography, history, or any other subject, so you had some kind of memorization you had to do. But when
Hmm.
it came to maths and programming, you would not have to memorize anything. It's just how you would logically approach a problem. It comes naturally. If you like, I was in love in maths with all. I was in love with maths already, and when
Right,
programming
right,
came, I think it was an instant connection, I would say.
right. Okay. So, what I wanted to ask is that when you got an offer from Microsoft, were you satisfied or you wanted to go a little higher, कि थोड़ा थोड़ा सा और मतलब मिल जाए पैकेज तो
So
मजा आ जाएगा something like that.
Yeah, I haven't been too much, I would say, explorative in that domain. So
Uh-huh.
I was from a tier 3 college, where when I stepped into college, I would see only mass recruiter companies coming and hiring. So my goal in first year and second year was, just to get just to get into TCS at least, so that I don't go out of college, empty-handed without any jobs. Okay. So my aim was that, my ultimate goal was that whatever I did, learning DSA, learning machine learning, was towards getting a job in TCS. But from
Okay.
that, if you see, when I landed a job, internship, and job in Microsoft, I felt that I have achieved everything. I don't need to do
Yeah.
anything. So at
You
that
were
point of time,
satisfied.
yeah, yeah, you can say I was kind of satisfied. I was again, with the grace of my parents and God, I would say, it there is a bit of luck factor as well. I would not deny. Hundreds and 200 of students apply. There can be a scenario, there could have been a scenario I might not have, my resume might not have been shortlisted.
Mhm.
How much perfect your resume can be, or how much perfect of a candidate you are. There can be few odd scenarios. So I felt into that, due to the blessings of my parents and by God's grace, I thought I was kind of that lucky enough. When I got into Microsoft, or I got the offer, I felt like, okay, now let's just assume I'm going into Microsoft only. Now let's just work on honing my skills that would help me in growing at Microsoft, rather than thinking of applying at different companies and all.
How much package did Microsoft come to your campus?
So Microsoft did not come to my campus. Actually, it was an
Okay.
off campus recruitment. And in terms of package, I would not be explicit to reveal that. But if you just Google, if you just Google an SD1 salary or level 60 Microsoft salary, it would easily come in one or two links.
Okay. Okay.
But
Okay.
it's sufficient. The perks and the salary which Microsoft provides, it's more than sufficient. I would say more than what
And
than I had bargained for in my college days, I would say.
which office are you working in right now?
I'm currently working for Hyderabad, so currently
Okay.
everything is set up on remote basis. But I think soon things might change. Like offices might open up in future, but again, it depends. All depends how the
Because
cases are
I've
going to
heard that the
be.
Noida office is really magnificent.
Yeah, the Noida office is really amazing. The slips that I've seen, the way they have structured, I think they followed a Taj structure
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
inside
yeah.
the place. Yeah, so it's really amazing. I would love to visit that, but yeah, let's see when they lift up uh, the COVID shutdown and
Lockdown
all.
restrictions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, what I wanted to ask is that when you landed an internship in Microsoft the first time, was it through a referral or was it directly from your side?
So I'm not sure what the entire process was that at that time. So what I had, so the process which transpired was that there was this particular post which was shared in an alumni group of ours, where it said that you have to send your resumes and you're highlighting your technical skills and all, writing a brief summary about yourself, and you have to send your resume to this email address. And
Uh-huh.
from our batch, most around 50 to 100 odd students had sent, and out of that only few people got the test link. So and
Correct.
attending that test link, there was a coding contest where there were three problems. So I had to solve all the three to get an interview with Microsoft. So
Correct.
that's how things panned out. So I'm not
And how
sure was
many
that
rounds did you have after the test?
I think after the coding round, there was on-site at I think one of the colleges in Kolkata, where Microsoft had come, and there a lot of students from here and there around West Bengal had come in. I think there we had around 3 to 4 rounds. Yeah, 3 rounds I would say. So initially it
So,
was planned that, yeah, initially
so,
it was planned we would have 4 rounds, but somehow due to lack of students passing through, they restricted it to 3 rounds only.
and when you have on-site rounds, it's same like the online ones. They ask you DSA questions live.
Yeah, when I was in around interviewed Microsoft for an internship around in 2019. So at that time, yeah, the DSA, the level of questions was similar, but I would say that was more intense. I would say now
Okay.
you have the comfort of sitting in your room and having a one-on-one virtually with your interviewer. But that time, you had to actually go to the place. You would see, all the competitors of again with
Correct.
whom you would be
Correct.
giving out the interviews. Plus there would be an added pressure, you would be seeing the interview one on one. So that was kind of, I would say, more like say adrenaline filled, I would say, rather than
Yeah.
the virtual one.
I guess we are lucky to have the online
Yeah, i
process
mean
out
i mean
there.
it has everywhere there are pros and cons. So again,
Right.
it's good to have experience for both.
Okay. So saying that you're comfortable with DSA, were you solving problems online on any platform?
Yeah, I think in my initial years, when I had started out, like in first year and second year, I had tried, some competitive programming sites like HackerRank, CodeChef. So, but again, I did not gain much interest into that niche, like solving problems competitively and participating in contests. I was not like that kind of enthusiast there. But yeah, during my third year, I shifted completely to interview bit. So again, you can think of it as a lighter version of lead code where you have fewer problems, and there is a option for you can filter by companies. Let's say you want to target Microsoft, so you can filter by the questions that Microsoft has asked, and you can particularly solve them. And I think I had leveraged.
Since now the same thing has come on GFG as well, you
Yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
go
I
over
think I had
GFG.
used, I had leveraged. I think that it was available at that time also in GFG also. So
GFG
I
Practice
used to,
has everything now.
yeah, yeah. So GFG has helped me a lot, I would say, during
Okay.
that time, getting solutions easily. Like type just you just need to type the problem, and the first solution would be a Geeks for Geeks link, and
Yeah.
there would be solution quite a detail. Most of the times I would get any. I would not have look into any other web pages. The explanation would be right there. I think for any technical student, if they say they have not used Geeks for Geeks, I would ask, what are you doing, bro? Where are you? In which world are you? I would say. So yeah, it's a great website. I think it has helped me a lot personally. Practicing those DSA algorithms. For particularly, I would say I was really terrified at this particular genre of data structure, that was DP, dynamic programming. So that when I started doing with Geeks for Geeks, I find it really helpful. The way they have segregated problems into simpler problems, basic problems, intermediate, tough, that really helped me to grasp that concept of dynamic programming and recursion, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess DP यहीं से पढ़ना चाहिए.
Yeah,
If
I
you
would.
say.
I At least I did that, so I would recommend कि आप
Okay.
कहीं से कुछ
So
भी करो, डीपी आप geeks for geeks से कर सकते हो.
okay. So what I wanted to ask you is that I've heard from a lot of people कि भाई CP करो, CP करो, CP करो के बिना नहीं होगा. ये तो काफी ज़्यादा hyped up topic है आज की date में. Inside the society, it's a really hyped up
Yeah, yeah,
topic on
yeah, yeah,
you should go for development or you should go for CP.
yeah, yeah,
What do you think? Because see,
yeah, yeah.
honestly speaking, taking an answer of this question from the people who are placed is better rather than taking it from the people
True,
who have
true, true.
just got some offers or whatever. So that's why I want to ask you, what do you think? Did you do CP? I guess you didn't. So without that, also you are working in Microsoft. And I have interviewed people who are working in Amazon right now, and they also did not do CP and got that. So do you have the same output? Would you
True,
like
true,
to say
true. So
that?
it's kind of controversial question. So yeah, I would say I did not follow CP, extensively. But as I said in my initial years while getting into programming, I had tried those competitive sites like CodeChef and HackerRank. So I would say if you're starting out with CP, it helps you a lot in mastering. I would say mastering in the term of real sense, mastering data structures and algorithms. It helps you to learn that concept quite quickly if you are
Okay.
actively pursuing it. And if you see what is required in your work, or let's say in a real world job, I would not say CP has a direct influence, but I would say the experiences that you gain out of CP, that might be helpful. Not
Okay.
I'm not saying that that experience cannot be gained without CP. Like if you solve lead code problems, you solve problems and Geeks for Geeks or interview bit, you can get that kind of experience as well. So all companies focus is that you should have good problem solving skills. They are not concerned like if you have developed that skill through CP or through lead code or through anywhere else. You can be naturally skilled at it as well. Companies don't are not concerned with that. They just want you should be good at problem solving. You should be good at optimizing. What is there existing. They just
So
want that. If you're
saying
good at that,
saying that CP is compulsory is not the right thing, right?
definitely, definitely, nothing is compulsory. Nothing is. If you are good at problem solving, if you are an asset to the company, company will definitely hire you.
Okay. We've Shubham, we have already taken this question. Sir, as Pravash has already explained on how he got the offer in Microsoft. He has given it in this interview. After the stream ends, you can rewind the video and have a look at it as well. Okay, guys, we are 4 likes away from 100 likes. Hit the like button, and then we can go to the last question of this stream. Okay. So the last question is that what are the mistakes in your entire 4 years of college life that you think your juniors should know and not, should avoid doing those things and should avoid doing those mistakes so that they can get a better hand on the job.
Okay. I mean, if you talk about, I mean, I have done a lot of things. I would say, if I contemplate now, I would say, I would rather have not done those. So, first of all, is that I would say, explore yourself. I would say, initial,
Okay.
if you are just first year or second year, don't worry about placements at all. Like initially, when I had started off, I was completely worried about placement. Ki job kaise milega, job kaise milega. I used to do only those things that is required for job. Like we when you go to second year or third year, you have those core subjects like computer architecture, computer organization,
Okay.
compiler design. So those kind of subjects. So those kind of subjects don't are not directly asked in your interviews, right? Computer networking. So those kind of subjects are not asked in your interviews. Uh, Generally, but so there can be a notion. Okay, let's just ignore it. That's what
Hmm.
happened with me as well. I just used to study that for grades and pointers when exams used to arrive, but I did not follow them religiously as I did for DS and all. But I would suggest the students, not to focus or get bogged down by the fear of getting placed or not. I would say, whatever the subjects that are put there in your curriculum, they have a meaning for sure. And if you
Right.
understand those concepts properly, not just for getting grades and all, that will really help you in the longer run. And I mean it, because now when I work on a problem where I feel okay, if I would have studied that bit better, I would not have to do the research now. Like, and I have to sit and
Right.
see, okay, what does this mean? Okay, what are the, let's say, different layers, for example, different layers stack in, let's say, networking, presentation layer, kya hai, वगैरह वगैरह. So if you would have, so I would say, don't ignore your core subjects that are there for computer science at least. Don't ignore that.
Hmm.
That would be my first advice. Second advice is that do not restrict yourself in this fear that if I do this kind of job, I would get less paid salary, or if I do this kind of job, I will get highly paid salary. So what happens is that since technology sector and this IT industry is getting boom, all people are following up blindly into this and algorithms without feeling the need for it. Is it even required or not?
Okay.
But even I, most of the time, fell into that rush in my initial years. Like I said, I tried out web development, I tried, full stack development. So that was in that pressure, like someone used to say, ki, bhai, ye kar le life set hai, wo kar le life set hai. So I was doing that kind of thing, following someone else's passion. I would say, don't
Correct.
do that. Follow what you feel inherently is good. It took a time for me, around 2 or 3 years for me to realize, okay, my interest is in machine learning. Had I found that interest in the first year itself, or maybe second year, I would have been much better at that technology when I had interviewed X number of companies, or wherever I am at today. So I would
Right.
say,
Right.
never follow someone else's passion. Build your own. If it's a niche different from others, let it be. Don't need to change, or be yourself. The world will adjust, I would say. Don't think about salaries. There is this weird cliche in programming community that if even if how good you are, if you are not getting this much amount of salary, you're not doing good. So that is completely BS, I would say. What really matters is that what contribution you're doing to the company. Money and
Correct.
success will come along, I would say. If you're highly skilled at a particular skill or technology, things will come
Correct.
to you, and I can guarantee you can have one-on-ones with me if you feel that kind of depressed that you're currently not making that much of amount. But if you feel, I would say, focus on the technology and your understanding on that topic, I would say. If
Right.
that is good enough, then nothing can stop you from making it big, I would say. Don't follow the herd mentality or whatever people say. Just follow your passion. Don't be slave to someone else's passion, I would say.
Okay. Can anyone apply in Microsoft Engage mentorship program?
I
Anybody can
think
do
I
it?
can't hear you, Kabir.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
I don't know if that's only for me though.
One sec. It's only for you.
I'm not able to hear you, Kabir.
Uh,
I think you might be speaking on mute, maybe.
It's only for you. I'm audible on stream. Your earphones.
Okay, it's only for me. Let me just check.
Okay, we'll give him time to join in. Great knowledge gamers, sir. We're able to hear you both. Yeah, I am able to hear him. He's only not able to hear me, and I am also completely audible.
Hello.
Oh, now can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's
Okay,
completely
okay.
fine. Yeah. Might be some network issue. My bad.
Yeah. So yeah, can anybody go for Microsoft Engage program?
I completely lost you in last 1 or 2 minutes, whatever you
Yeah,
said.
so that's what I'm saying. That can anyone out of us apply for Microsoft Engage mentorship program?
Microsoft Engage, is it something newly that they've started? I'm not completely aware of what is this. I mean, like, are they hiring some college students and all?
I have no idea about the Engage
Okay,
program
okay.
also.
Even I need to check that. It's not on top of my mind now. Microsoft.
Don't worry,
I
guys.
have heard.
If you guys want the Microsoft Engage program person as well, we'll try getting somebody and getting some
Hmm.
insights on that as well. I guess we should keep this SDE centric right now. Okay, so one or two last questions we'll take from the chat so the fast typers can type their questions out so that we can take it and we can end the stream. Till then, the people who haven't liked the stream can hit the like button as well. So if you have any doubts from us, you can write it in the chat so that we can answer them for you. Let's see what do we get in the chat. Okay. And yeah, guys, do not forget to check out the resume building with Geeks for Geeks. It's pinned in the chat, and you can hit that link and have a look at your templates that are available, and then we can easily make resumes from there. Okay. So I guess we don't have any doubts for today, and I really
Cool,
thank you
cool,
for
cool.
coming up, and it was really
Sure,
nice
sure.
talking to you, and
Yeah,
really
the
nice to know
pleasure
that
is all
Microsoft
mine.
people are working on data as well. So
Yeah, yeah,
that was
sure,
more relatable. And thank
sure,
you so
sure,
much for
sure,
joining in. And I hope to have a chat with you pretty soon again.
sure, sure,
Thank you
sure.
so much,
Thank you, bro.
guys. Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Bye
thank you.
bye.
Bye bye. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.
Okay. Thank you so much. And guys, hit the like button, and we'll see you in the next stream. Bye bye. Take care and have a good night. Tada.